Is that not your bus?
What makes you think that I am waiting for the bus to pick me up?
Well, if you're asking for my interpretation, then I want to express my optimism now regarding the future of our relationship.
If I turn down the bus, then what makes you think that you have any better chances?
I love you, and that bus is full of strangers. After all, wouldn't you rather be going my way?
I hate you so much. If I could slap you in the face, I would, and I would do it over and over again. Your religion is worthless. All I really need is a relationship with Christ.
I know that your hatred has no bounds, but I love you anyway. I don't love you because of anything that you have done, but I love you because it is God's gift.
You don't even give me the choice. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. You are a Jew, and I hate you.
I wonder what kind of things you learn in church.
Let's review the lesson from last Sunday. Religion is worthless, and all you really need is a relationship with Christ and to love God. You can trust me. I live in poverty. Now this Sunday, we are going to talk about how evil people are that impose systems of rules onto us. Religion is made of all kinds of man-made rules. We need to denounce them.
I have not always had 15 years of college education and over 400 published articles and videos on Christian thought. Once I believed that Christian ministry was about a spiritual or psychological process to help people to have a good relationship with God.
How did you ever go from being so far lost to being the leader of my church?
Just like Saul on the road to Damascus had a vision that transformed his life, so too Christ appears in a person's life in order for him to transform that life.
Are you saying that our love for God has nothing to do with salvation?
Christ teaches that the greatest commandment is to love God with all of one's mind, heart, soul, and strength, and the scripture also teaches righteousness apart from the law.
Are you saying that religions that teach loving God and being right with God as a way of salvation are actually simply man's vain attempt to reach God?
Yes, Christianity teaches that God loved us first. He sent his Son into the world to correct the fall, and he continues to be with us always through the continual work of Christ.
I do not recall Christ ever saying that he would be with us always. Many churches do communion simply to remember Christ. They teach that communion is simply symbolic.
Before Christ ascended into heaven, in Matthew chapter 28 verses 19 through 20, he commanded the apostles to make disciples of the nations. In the very same passage, Christ told the apostles that he would be with them always, and this showed that the apostles would always have the real presence of Christ upon them.
From history, I know that bishops took the office of the apostles. Are you saying that bishops have the real presence of Christ through Christ giving this to the apostles?
Yes, a bishop not only sits in the seat of the apostle, but they also continue to have the real presence of Christ that Christ gave the apostles before ascending into heaven.
Is the real presence of Christ something that you have experienced?
Yes, this is how I derive my power from God to perform Christ's work in the world.
I see. Do you also believe that, when the apostles are promised 12 thrones for judgment of the 12 tribes, that you will be part of this process?
I believe that those that sit in the apostles' chair, disciple the nations, and succeed the apostles, may in fact be qualified to judge over nations with Christ and through Christ.
I know that we have spoken a lot about the real presence of Christ, but I would like to know why the real presence of Christ is important.
The real presence of Christ is important because through Christ, special means of grace can be administered in order to transform lives.
Why is this important?
Many are under the yoke of Satan because of man's fall, and also because of the old sinful nature. Special means of grace can be used to administer the new nature of Christ.
Are you saying that without the special means of grace, that we can fall under judgment?
Yes.
I have you. I will make you squirm before I am finished. I heard what you said about the special means of grace, and now I have come in order that you would be circumcised. I am going to turn out the lights. While you wait your operation, prepare to meet thy God. This is the same knife that was used on Moses. It is very rusty.
Oh, my God. Why have you forsaken me?
I cannot believe how deep that cut was. I must have cut a little too much off.
This is just one of the many reasons why women are not allowed in the ministry.
Well, in that case, I do not think that you are qualified to preach anymore.